Let's talk about that.
Hi, I'm Eddie from Schaumburg, Illinois. Good Mythical Morning.
Good Mythical Morning.
All right, if you have an internet connection, well, and you probably do if you're watching this, unless you're one of the mythical beasts that gets their parents to transfer this to VHS and then you watch it at a later time.
How's that even possible?
I know, we got a letter about a kid that does that.
Really?
Yeah.
But if you're not one of those people, then what?
Then you probably have heard many times over, probably more than you want to, about the Harlem Shake.
And of course you have.
And so the question is, you may already know all about this, but today we're going to talk about where it came from, why it is, what it is, and is it over?
Well, I think that's
and
the point.
Should it be over?
People are saying at this point, really? You guys you're doing a video about the Harlem Shake now? Come on, guys. It's dead. And that's exactly where we're going to. We want to analyze it.
The death of the Harlem Shake?
We want to take its vitals, and we want to see if it's dead, and if it's not, should we kill it? As if we had that power. Or if it should be collectively killed.
Okay.
Now, I mean, on the streamies a few days ago, at the part of the opening monologue, Chris Hardwick, he was talking about the Harlem Shake, and he had a joke where he was basically like, please, stop. Mm-hmm. Please stop.
For the sake of all of us.
And everybody laughed, and but I was a little hurt.
You personally were hurt?
Yeah. And I haven't even made a Harlem Shake video.
Oh, yeah, and I haven't either.
I just think these things should be celebrated.
Well, before
you don't even want to get into it?
I want to talk about that in a second.
Okay.
But I want
the controversy?
Because while I knew what the Harlem Shake was, up until today, I will be honest, I did not really know where it came from and what the background was. So that was news to me because I just been like, oh, another Harlem Shake video. I get it. Okay. But I think this could be informative for some of the people out there.
Okay. Like my mom.
Yeah, for your mom. Your mom. This is for you, Sue.
Okay, Mom. There's a musical artist named Bauer who, as far as I know, is kind of like a DJ, spinning the records. Mm-hmm. And he had a song called The Harlem Shake, which came out in May of last year. And then in August of last year, the original video came out, which then was... I think we can watch it in a second and talk about it. And then there was a second iteration, which became more of the standard for the meme. And then from there...
August of last year.
Yeah, and then he re-uploaded it in February when it started going viral, when the second video went viral. That's why you see on his video it says published date February.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. At least that's what my sources tell me.
Who's your source?
Well, I'm not going to reveal my sources. Okay, so let's watch that, and then we'll talk about the template. Because, you can just give a rundown of what the template is before we watch this, because this is different.
Well, my understanding of what the template is you're in a space, there's multiple people, but there's one person who usually has on some sort of hat
or helmet.
Mask.
Yep.
And they're kind of dancing in sort of a weird sort of like, maybe they're intoxicated kind of way. And everyone else doesn't notice them. And then all of a sudden, the song, which is like this part of a song, it's just like 30 seconds long. Like halfway through the song, all of a sudden there's this little build up, there's a jump cut, and everybody is going buck wild.
Bonkers.
And then at the very end, there's like a half second of slow-mo when it goes, roar.
Yep, and that's it.
Yeah, that's a Harlem Shake.
Now, let's go ahead and watch the first one. This is the original, Do the Harlem Shake, on Filthy Frank's channel. First off, you see right off the bat, all of these four guys are doing an inappropriate dance. No one is acting like they don't care. That hasn't become a part of it yet. That's in the second iteration.
And there's no jump cut. They're just following the music and they go straight from the awkward, inappropriate dancing. Then they put a jump cut in there. They put multiple jump cuts in there. Wow.
I can't even keep watching this. This isn't appropriate for me.
Yeah, it's unpleasant on many levels. I do not like to see men in spandex, just as a general rule. But four of them all at the same time, and I don't really understand what they're going for. It makes me uncomfortable.
Okay, and then what happened was YouTube channel The Sunny Coast Skate, I guess, saw this video and then did their version of it, which became more of the template for the meme.
Right. So this one starts as is what has become typical. There's a dude doing a dance. Okay. Now he's doing. Okay, maybe I was a little bit wrong. Maybe there is a slight hip thrust there. Maybe that is the original thing. There's a slight hip thrust, He's helmeted. Everyone else is doing their own thing. And then, of course, there's the jump cut. And usually there's somebody who is like dancing into a wall or something, like this guy on the left side. And there's somebody who's, probably doesn't have as much clothes on as they need to. And then, of course, the slow-mo at the end. Did they do the slow-mo at the end?
Yes, they did. So, I mean, they became the template that then everybody follows. Now, maybe when SeaWorld starts to copy what these guys are doing, you might say, this has gone a little too far. But I personally like to see a walrus participate in a meme.
Has SeaWorld done it?
Yes.
And do the Harlem Shake.
Yeah, I mean, so the question is, at what point should, like Chris Hardwick said, at what point should we just say, okay, no more, no more? Node made their version, and Freddie W. shows up and gives the alternate ending and basically says, we're putting an end to this thing, which I thought was great.
Well, okay, I have opinions about this.
Give it to me.
And here's my opinion. First of all, I think that in general, this whole phenomenon of the Harlem Shake is a beautiful thing, and it is one of the things that is representative of what the internet can do and what the internet can be. It's one of these things that, like, when you go and explain this to someone, like for any of you that happen to have no idea what we were talking about at the beginning, and I explained it, and I said, there's a dude dancing and he kind of looks like he's drunk, and then all of a sudden there's a jump cut and everybody's dancing in their slow-mo, you'd be like, well, why is that a thing? The fact that something that you asked that question about, why does this matter? Why should I care about this? Becomes this phenomenon where there's over 40,000 videos, Harlem Shake videos that have been uploaded as of when we were shooting this, and
40,000 and counting.
But see that the fact that can happen, that cannot happen on television. It only can happen with the internet. With
so
this
it
medium.
is. Oh yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Like I love the fact that it's a template that is inexplicable, but then when you see it, you get it. And I mean, once I saw one, I just kind of wanted to keep watching them. And you see that, okay, a lot of college campuses are doing it. You can pretty much Google your college campus if you're a college student, and you can find the official Harlem Shake for ECU or whatever the case may be. I just saw them popping up. And then because it's basketball season, there's lots of college basketball teams that are doing it. Like at Kentucky, no, Kansas. I always get them confused. It's not UK, it's KU. Sorry.
Whoa.
KU.
You just lost some fans.
The Kansas fan, the Kansas coach was in their video, and then the basketball team starts doing it. It's great. And so, the fact that you can make it your own, you can do your own twist on it. Cops can show up, like in the New York Times Square area. You can see the cops show up. And then, are we going to talk about my favorite one?
Well, sure.
The Denny's, it's not cops, but the manager kicks them out. That's my favorite one.
The Denny's is definitely my favorite because of what happened, how they're escorted out or told to leave. But there's no question.
So the question is, at what point is it too much?
Well, no, yeah. How do you know that something has died? First of all, I think that people.
I don't think it should die. That's I haven't given my opinion. My opinion is, I think it's a beautiful thing. Here's my opinion. It will die. And you can't decide when, but I disagree with the people who come out and say, oh, end it. This should be over. I think what that is that's trying to be cool by saying, oh, look at this thing that's happening that's worth celebrating. I'm going to get on the front side of that and on the cool side of it and say, oh, that's so yesterday. That's when I have a problem.
But
when people say, that's so yesterday.
But that is one of the things that, because it happens so quickly and there is a window, it's something that that's one of the things that can only happen on the internet. The fact that it can so quickly kind of come out of nowhere and everybody's like, I got to do this, and then there's this whole like, what is the half-life? When is it like, okay, should I make a Harlem Shake video now? Will I not be cool if I make one now? Or if I make one now, do I have to put a twist on it that like insults it and says, you got to stop this? I'm saying at some point, it is definitely too late. And my question is it too late for us to make a Harlem Shake video?
Yes. No. Maybe? I don't know. What do you think?
I personally think it's too late.
I think if you're concerned about your cool points, then maybe it's too late. But if you just want to express yourself and be a part of a movement, even if you join late, you don't have those bragging rights, but it's not about being cool. It's about having fun, people.
I don't
It's
disagree
never
with
too
that.
late.
I don't
It's
disagree
never
with that
too
at all.
late.
Well, it's kind of like Facebook. When you started getting when your mom started commenting on your updates, that was when Facebook was no longer a cool, unique thing.
It was just a mainstream utility.
Now it was just like, okay, this is like the mail now.
But you shouldn't stop using Facebook.
You
Or say,
shouldn't.
Oh, I used Facebook back when it was cool to use Facebook.
But there's no utility in the Harlem Shake. There's utility in Facebook. It's social media. The Harlem Shake is just like, it's a thing.
The utility
it has a shelf life.
The utility is fun, Rhett.
I believe, okay,
Fun.
this is where I think, this is the final thing I'm going to say about the Harlem Shake. I believe that this is like a gallon of milk that expired 3 days ago, and then it's up, use your own discretion as to whether or not you're going to drink it. You know, you smell it and you're like, well, I think it's still okay. But it seems like the milk that kind of got up on the side and maybe had spoiled a little bit, and I think I smell a little bit of spoiled milk, but
Yeah.
it smells like the milk in the bottom of the thing is still good. I think I'm going to go for it. At least I'll put it on some cereal. I'm not going to drink it and dip a cookie in it, but I'm going to put it on some cereal. That is the state of the Harlem Shake. My
Spin
opinion.
the wheel.
Con los terroristas.
And do the Harlem Shake.